Hi there, this is the first in what might well be a regular series of videos about my budget trips around the country in pursuit of my business, and this is about my recent trip to London via Megabus, which cost me £8 in total. I suppose I am quite fortunate that I live 5 minutes walk from a local bus station and 7 minutes walk from the local train station, so generally I tend to walk to both of them. It doesn't cost me anything to get to one or other, and so this short walk takes me to Huddersfield bus station. And the walk is made even shorter by the fact that the Megabus terminal is just inside the bus station, approaching from the direction of my house. So here we are, all ready to go, and off we go. I mean, the thing about the Megabus is that the buses are quite comfortable. And they're quite comfortable, they have leather seats, they have Wi-Fi, and they have PowerPoints. The thing is, the Wi-Fi wasn't working on this occasion, so that was one little bit of a downer on the Megabus. Takes about 25 minutes to half an hour from Huddersfield past Bretton Hall College, the former Bretton Hall College, which houses the Yorkshire Sculpture Park. And coming up now, we're onto the M1 southbound at junction 38. This particular journey was actually an afternoon, and there was hardly any traffic, well, by M1 standards anyway, and so we breezed through. I have found that the Megabus tends to stop at least once along this journey to change drivers. Sometimes it stops at one motorway service station to pick up a driver and the next one to drop them off, but on this occasion it was just one service station stop at Trowell to let a driver off and another one on. But you see, here comes the clever bit with the Megabus journeys from Huddersfield to London, is that the bus only takes you as far as leaving the M1 at junction 24 and heading for East Midlands Parkway railway station. And you know, when you see the cooling towers of Ratcliffe-on-Soar power station come into sight, that you were almost there. There's about 2 hours scheduled into the timetable for the bus trip from Huddersfield to Ratcliffe-on-Soar power station, which is obviously designed to allow for traffic on the M1. On this occasion, we actually arrived with well over half an hour to spare before the train to London was due to leave. And I think I've probably done this journey 15 times, and I think I have missed the train twice because of hold-ups on the motorway. If that happens, you have to wait an hour for the next train, so you could be an hour late arriving in London, but it's a rare occurrence. And so here we are, arriving at East Midlands Parkway railway station. Now the thing is that when you get to the railway station, you have to catch a specific train. It tends almost always to be the Nottingham to London services, and nearly always the old HST, Old In-City 125 trains. It must be something to do with the costs, that you tend not to be allowed onto the modern trains with a Megabus ticket. Almost invariably, when you get to the station, there's at least one modern Sheffield or Derby to London train due, and you're given all sorts of dial warnings about not getting on that train, otherwise you'll be charged the full price of a ticket to London, and therefore you must never ever do that. It wouldn't be done for the people who have paid £8 or less in some cases for their ticket to mix with the people who are on the more modern plush Voyager style trains that East Midlands trains run to London. But anyway, it takes about 90 minutes from East Midlands Parkway to London, and so 90 minutes later you step off the train at St Pancras station, and here you are. And I quite like doing this because obviously they've done this very cheaply, and I quite like arriving in London having spent very little money, but arriving in one of the most modern, swankiest stations that the capital has to offer. It sort of feels a little bit a step up from disembarking at a coach station. And here we go, down the escalator into the swanky St Pancras shopping area. And so, to add to the budget nature of this trip, shortly I'm going to show you on this video the apartment I stayed in, which I got through Airbnb. But I should say as well that my return journey the following day was on Grand Central Rail, which is a budget train operator, which operates a service from between London and Bradford, which sort of stops not too far away from where I live in Huddersfield. I do have to get a short hop on a local train to get to and from those trains, but that one cost me £37 coming back. And so the £8 Megabus, the £37 coming back on Grand Central Rail, and the £38 that I spent on the Airbnb apartment, which was only 10 minutes walk away from St Pancras station, and less than 10 minutes walk away from where I was working the following day. So I didn't have to even get on the tube. I just walked to the apartment, and then in the morning I walked from the apartment to where I was working. And so in total I spent £83 for a return trip to London and an overnight stay. And so here I am emerging from St Pancras station into the daylight, and it was still daylight because it was about 5:15 p.m. that I arrived. And the other thing to say about that journey is that it takes more or less the same amount of time as the train does from Huddersfield. And here is the Airbnb apartment, 38 quid. It was, you know, for London standards, that was an amazing price. It was comfortable enough place to put my head for the night, and it had Wi-Fi. What more could you want?